This is Majubin Barloch, and you're watching my YouTube channel Insani Ittihad, which aims to invoke a level of humanity in all of us through awareness. Few more suggestions in regards to the Bnei Brak shooting from a terrorist, from a Palestinian Arab terrorist. Watch out the connection of two Ukrainians being killed. I feel that there is this fear to scare off the potential Ukrainian Jewish immigrants to Israel, and it is somewhat a well thought of sort of a killing to scare off these Ukrainian Jewish migrants to not opt to immigrate to Israel and rather go to other European countries. For example, I was reading this article where some of the Ukrainian Jewish families were opting or preferring to go settle in Germany instead of taking asylum and immigration, the Jewish right of return to Israel, and they were going to Germany. The Jewish establishment, Jewish government needs to see how they can facilitate and provide assurance and sort of confidence building to these Ukrainian Jewish families to settle in Israel, in the settlement area, in Bnei Brak or any other region of Israel. So try your best to sort of boost their confidence of going instead to Germany or other European countries. And they should come to Israel, which is far more safer and homely and welcoming to them. Also, my suggestion in regard to amendments or drafting newer laws in regards to these terror attacks. Often the families of these Palestinian Arab terrorists actually say it is a lone motivated and self-motivated individual terror attack, but that's not the reality in most cases. The families and extended families are fully aware of the radicalized thought process and radical ambitions of these people, and they just easily say no, and then later on from the same family another terrorist comes and commits a heinous terror attack against the Israelis and Jewish people. My suggestion is that there should be a law where if a family member commits a terror attack against Israeli civilians, the entire family needs to, if they are a resident or citizen of Israel, their citizenship of Israel should, for the entire immediate family at least, should be stripped off. Their jobs, the area where they live in, they should be given eviction notices, that since they are not responsible enough for their family member and their family, and one of their family member has committed a terror attack, so they should feel responsible for that. And they should also feel responsible that if they had not if they had reported this family member as a radicalized person who has intentions to have violent means to express his radical ideology, if they report this family member, fine, they can live in their home, and that can be seen that okay, this is an individually motivated lone act of terror and only the individual is responsible. But if the family member, any family member, the immediate family member especially, does not report such thing, the entire family should be held responsible in a way that their citizenship of Israel should be stripped off, their property confiscated, and they should move out or transported either to Jordan, Gaza, or West Bank. At least they cannot live in Israel as citizens. So I think this will swiftly, more easily, and more would have more long-lasting impact in combating and controlling terror ideologies budding in from their homes. So that's my suggestion. I just wanted to add up. So the Ukrainian immigration and right of return to Israel should also be investigated. Who knows? The Bnei Brak shooting would be actually the Ukrainian immigrants were the actual targets, and to scare off the Ukrainian Jewish immigration to Israel. So please have an investigation on that. Please see if that law that I suggested works for Israel. I think it will work because it will give people the responsibility that if they want to be part of the Israeli society and want to become Israeli citizens, they need to show their loyalty, responsibility, and stake in the security of the state of Israel. Thank you very much.